Hello, Chiefs Kingdom. I want you to know that the general tenor of this video is positive, is very positive, in fact, very, very good, and it could mean a decade of great things for the Kansas City Chiefs. But there are a couple of facts herein that are going to ruin your day. I promise you that. And wow, did they ruin my day. Look, uh, since the game against the Ravens, there has been a lot of talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, a whole lot of talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. You've heard endless stories about Patrick Mahomes and how destiny and overrated and underrated and yada, yada, yada. You've heard countless stories about Travis Kelce and how he wasn't really present for the game. He's not really a member of the Kansas City Chiefs anymore. His mind is somewhere else. You've heard about all sorts of things on that defense and how lucky they are that Likely was out of bounds. More specifically to the content in today's video, you've heard several things about the Chiefs rookie class. You've heard about Xavier Worthy. You've heard a lot about Xavier Worthy and just how fast he is. 3 touches, 2 touchdowns. He has half of the explosive touchdowns that the Kansas City Chiefs as a team had all of last season. That's on the positive side. On the negative side, probably, you've heard a lot of talk about how Jaden Hicks was not on the field. And yeah, that it doesn't worry me that Jaden Hicks wasn't on the field, but I'm kind of confused by it. Not a great look for the Kansas City Chiefs. But do you know one thing you haven't really heard about this week? Do you know one thing about the Kansas City Chiefs you haven't really heard about this week? Do you know one thing about this Kansas City Chiefs rookie class you haven't really heard about this week? Well, you clicked on the thumbnail. I'm assuming that you know where I'm going with this. Offensive lineman, left tackle, KINGSLEY SUAMATAIA has been largely absent from the post-game analysis and commentary, and that's because, guys, there's not much to complain about, and just like referees, you only make the news as an offensive lineman if you have done something wrong. Here's a couple things that I want you to keep in mind about KINGSLEY SUAMATAIA. And these are going to ruin your day. These are the facts, that are going to ruin your day before I go and talk about how great KINGSLEY SUAMATAIA is. Travis Kelce. We talked about Travis Kelce just a moment ago. You know Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce has been a member of the Kansas City Chiefs, a productive member of the Kansas City Chiefs for a very long time now. 2013 is when Travis Kelce was drafted. In 2013, KINGSLEY SUAMATAIA was in the 5th grade. The 5th grade. When Travis Kelce was drafted, KINGSLEY SUAMATAIA still had recess. Here, do you remember, while we're talking about the Chiefs, just something I kind of remembered the other day. I was thinking about it because we were talking about the playoffs, you know. Do you remember the no-punt game? Do you remember the game where the Trent Green-led Kansas City Chiefs, Dick Vermeil on the sideline, Priest Holmes pacing up and down the field basically at will, Peyton Manning on the opposite sideline? Neither of these teams punted. January 11th, 2003. I remember it like it was yesterday. Do you know who doesn't remember it like it was yesterday? That's right, KINGSLEY SUAMATAIA, because he was born a week later, January 18th, 2003. The no-punt playoff game is older than the Chiefs' starting left tackle. You are officially allowed to feel old, but we have an article here that comes to us from Brandon Judd. I don't remember the actual publication now. I apologize, but Brandon Judd, you can Google the "How did Kingsley Suamataia look in his first NFL start?" Brandon Judd, and it will take you to the source material. The subtitle here, there were both positives to take away and teachable moments for the former BYU star as the rookie started at left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs, is an apt subtitle, but maybe a little overblown. The article reads as such, and this is just sort of in the middle of the article. I'm not starting the article here. He looked more comfortable in run blocking while he had a tougher go with pass protection, struggling at times with all the twisting the Ravens rushers were doing, though overall it would be considered a successful first start. During the fourth quarter, the NBC broadcast talked about Suamataia's night. Analyst Chris Collinsworth noted that Suamataia did not receive a lot of help in pass protection, unlike how it's been in the past for the Chiefs. Perhaps a sign that they trust him even as a youngster. Now, I want to take umbrage with this highlighted portion here, unlike how it's been in the past for the Chiefs. Guys, Andy Reid almost exclusively leaves his offensive linemen on an island. Andy Reid loves to deploy all of the threats he can to the defense in an offensive. So about the offensive line. The offensive line is sort of a defensive portion of the offense, right? You're trying to protect something. You're trying to protect the quarterback. You're trying to protect the running backs, etc. It's a little bit of a defensive thing. So the weapons, the playmakers on the offense, tight ends, wide receivers, running backs, a fullback, these things are the offensive part of the offense. They are the things that are allowed to march downfield and receive passes, etc. Andy Reid, it seems, would rather leave his offensive linemen, those five guys, largely on an island while Patrick Mahomes has all of his weapons at his disposal. Maybe the running back has to chip before he runs out on his route. Maybe the tight end is responsible for shoving the defensive end and altering his path before going out on his route. But almost always, all of the players available to catch a pass for Patrick Mahomes are going to be out there responsible for running routes as opposed to blocking. So I don't know that is all that unusual in the case of Kingsley Suamataia's first start. Now, he goes on to explain Kingsley Suamataia's best moment. Perhaps the play that showcased Suamataia's athletic ability and his speed came on Kansas City's first touchdown of the game. With Kansas City facing a 1st and 10 at the Baltimore 21 on its opening possession, rookie wide receiver Xavier Worthy took an end around to the right and showed off his speed while navigating both blockers and defenders to score on the play. Suamataia was one of the several blockers who moved from left to right on the play, and even at his size, Suamataia easily maneuvered his way from the left side of the field to the right hash before delivering the final ceiling block on Ravens' Roquan Smith that opened up the last bit of space Worthy needed to score. That was an impressive bit from two rookies in this Kansas City Chiefs offense. One thing that doesn't get a whole lot of play from that play, go back and watch the very end of that play. There is a cheap shot from Travis Kelce to Roquan Smith. Now, it is a football legitimate cheap shot. It is the cheap shot for which you should have been prepared. You're responsible for being prepared because you're a grown man in that situation. It's a cheap shot, but one that everyone on the field would understand. Beautiful thing, and Travis Kelce laid him out. That said, Kingsley Suamataia, during that game, played 54 snaps. 5 special team snaps, allowed 2 pressures and 1 sack. KINGSLEY SUAMATAIA is 21 years old. KINGSLEY SUAMATAIA is going to be in the NFL for a very, very long time. This was his first game of NFL action. He was a second-round pick. He may provide more value to the Chiefs as a second-round pick than other previous great second-round picks, Rashee Rice, Creed Humphrey, and Nick Bolton. Why? Because he plays a larger position of leverage on the football field. It is difficult to find a true left tackle. It is difficult even to find a guy who can play left tackle. The Chiefs waited all the way to the end of the second round in order to draft a guy who it seems is going to be their left tackle of the future. Very, very impressive. That's all I have for this video. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other Kansas City Chiefs fans. And if you find yourself here by chance but not design, the Chiefs are the only thing that I talk about on this channel, dropping multiple videos every single week. I've dropped a Chiefs-related video every day for over 600 consecutive days, and I hope to have you back for the next one.